What is going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you a video where I'm going to basically be talking about what I'm doing when I'm not on the water fishing or out hunting, doing whatnot like that. For those of you guys who don't know, I go to Emporia State University and I'm majoring in biology with a concentration in ecology and biodiversity. So basically what that means is I'm majoring in wildlife and fisheries management. It's just a fancy way of putting that. This is my junior year right now. It's the fall of my junior year, and if everything goes as planned, I will graduate in the spring of 2018, which would be really nice, and I would like that a lot. So I knew that I was going to want to go into biology when I was in high school. And so I've always had an interest in hunting and fishing and all that stuff. So that's nothing new to you guys, but I took that a step further when I was in my senior year of high school. I decided to I was going to take a class called AP Environmental Science, but my school decided to drop that when I was still in high school. And so I was talking to my parents. They're like, "Why don't you do an independent study out at the Wilderness Science Center?" And the teacher out there was actually my 4th grade teacher, which was really cool. So I got the opportunity to spend a whole year doing outdoor education for kindergarten through 5th grade, it was awesome. I really do love it. And so that made me decide that I wanted to go into fisheries and wildlife biology. And so fast forward up until now, I've spent the past 2 summers working at a summer camp doing outdoor education, and hopefully in the next summer I'll be able to get an internship somewhere doing that. I've been looking at places like there's a job in Aspen that does outdoor education interns, and then there's also a internship up in Alaska, which would be really cool. I'd like to go do that, but it's a little bit scary thinking about moving to Alaska and doing that for 2 months with nowhere. I'd have to find a place to live, find a mode of transportation. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be a lot of fun. Anyways, so right now the classes I'm taking, I'm finally getting into my concentration courses. So the past 2 years I spent doing I took general biology, or biology for biology majors, and then I took zoology, and then botany and microbiology. And now, since I got those prerequisite courses out of the way, I'm finally able to get into my concentration courses. So this semester I'm taking wildlife management, which is basically teaching me kind of the history of wildlife management and how to put in place wildlife management plans that will eventually be used in wildlife biologist jobs. But I'm also working with a group in that class to formulate a wildlife management proposal to do at one of the natural areas that the campus owns. So we're basically going to try and manage, theoretically, write up what we would do to manage a property for an endangered species. So whether that be a southern bog lemming or some kind of bird. But my group is doing grasslands, so I get to think of different things that we can do that. So I'll probably get more information on that tomorrow when I go to class. The other concentration course I'm taking is Aquatic Biology. Now, this class, I swear, it's super difficult, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, aquatic biology? How is that hard?" Because I'm having to learn all of these different classes and orders of different things. So I've memorized the 5 major orders of insects, and then mollusks and vertebrates and all that stuff. So if you guys don't know, it goes kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, and so that's the taxonomic way of ordering animals. So largemouth bass is Micropterus salmoides. I think that's how you say it. But so I'm doing that. We got this book on stream ecology, and that's basically talking about how you get the life cycles of invertebrates. It's got nice pictures and stuff. It's a real fun read. Not. And tomorrow I have my midterm in that class, both of them. So I have my lab midterm and I have my lecture midterm. And so my lab midterm, we're going to be identifying the different organisms that we've caught in our field trips. So every week we go on a field trip, we do seining and, you know, using like D-nets to scoop up macroinvertebrates. And so we collect all those things and pickle them in formaldehyde and isopropyl. And so tomorrow my teacher's going to lay out like 20 things, and I'm going to have to identify them and be like, oh, this is a log perch or an orange-throat darter. This is American lotus. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff. Honestly, the class, I'm learning a lot of stuff, and it could be fun if there was more interesting people in that class. That's the real kicker. But that's enough of me complaining about it. But it's a really cool class. And so some advice that I have to give to anybody who wants to go into ecology, biodiversity, wildlife management, all those fisheries and wildlife tracks, is to start while you're still young. So I got my start when I was in high school, and I really figured out this is what I want to do. And so I was ahead of the game by the time I got into college my freshman year, because I knew by the end of my senior year what I was going to this school, and I was going to major in this. And so that really helped me out in the long run. And it's not necessarily all about fish or all about mammals or birds, because you're going to be learning everything. And so that's, at least in my experience at the school I'm at right now, that's how they do it. They have you do microbiology and chemistry. I had to take Chem 1 and Chem 2. I'm going to have to take physics here eventually, plant taxonomy, botany, a whole bunch of fun stuff. And honestly, there's times where I call my mom and I'm like, I'm going to change my major. This is not fun, but I just power through it and get over it. And so that's that. But anyways, I figured I'd let you guys know exactly kind of like what I'm doing. Another cool thing that you guys might think is cool, I hate it because I'm having to do it, is I'm having to write a research prospectus for my aquatics biology class. So that means I came up with a question that I'm going to do research on. Basically, my question has to do with the pH changing the water because of acid rain. Wow, I cannot talk. My question is how acid rain changes the pH of water. So how does that affect the growth rate of smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, and bluegill? And so now I'm having to find a whole bunch of different sources, write up a background, and then design an experiment on how I would test the growth rates of these different fish at different pH levels. So it's kind of interesting, but it's a long process that I'm having to do. So I spend a lot of time sitting right here at my desk working on that. It can get a little bit demanding, but that's all homework, isn't it? So what do I want to do after I graduate? That's probably like the biggest question I have for myself, honestly. In a perfect world, I would love to go into outdoor education. So going to nature centers or working at a nature center and teaching outdoor ed, like teaching about decomposers or grassland ecology or wetland ecology, different things like that, because I really do enjoy teaching the kids, and that's something I really want to go into. But I mean, I've got so many different options, it's unbelievable. I could become a game warden if I really wanted to, wildlife biologist, which I really don't want to do, because I've learned by talking to a whole bunch of them, all they do for the most part is sit at a desk and write up plans, and then they spend like 20% of their time in the field, which is not something I really want to do. I'm taking advantage of the time I have now to do what I really enjoy, which is hunting and fishing, and so I try to spend as much time outside doing that as possible. But sometimes I have to stay inside, do my homework, because I'm a good student, and that's what good students do. So I think that's all I've got to say about this. If you guys have any more questions about what I do for school or any other things that you want to know about me, leave it in the comments of this video. I'd love to make some more videos like this where I just sit down, talk to you guys, and unwind and talk about my life and let you in on what I do on a daily basis. So why don't you guys leave me some questions in the comments, and I can make videos of me answering them, and it'll be a lot of fun. So hopefully here pretty soon I will be able to make a video of me fishing, probably this weekend. My buddy Kyle from Nebraska is going to be coming down, and I think we're going to go hiking out at the Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve, which is really cool. It's one of the longest or the biggest unbroken parts of the tallgrass prairie in the Flint Hills, which is really cool. So we might do a little bit of pond hopping out there. I don't know how big the fish are in those ponds, but there's like ponds that you have to walk like 4 miles just to get to one pond. So it'd be fun to pack in some tackle and try that out. I think that'd be a good video idea. So stay tuned. I'm going to come out with some good stuff. We've got 19 days until duck season opens, which is going to hopefully fly by. And hopefully I can get my research prospectus done before then, because it's due on November 22nd. And we all know where my brain goes when duck season starts. So I'm going to stop talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave me some questions in the comments and I'll answer them on video. And I will catch you guys on the next video.